women. Obviously, it's an honor to be here tonight. And not just an honor, but I've always felt in my work here that I've been very privileged. And I want to say that right off the bat. Privileged for the many people that I've worked with. Some of you here tonight, and I'll refer to some of you as time goes on. You have to bear with me. I may get off on a rabbit trail. It might take me an hour to get back, but I'll try not to do this. I'll try to stay within my limits here. Certainly, there's many people I'd like to thank for the opportunity to actually just spend those years coaching here, starting with Frank Lignelli, who had the confidence to turn the program over to me for our cross country and track, and it was just a men's program at the time. And as Rich indicated, then I started the women's program back in the late 70s. And because of that, I coached both our men and women, our cross country and track. It was a busy situation, but I absolutely loved every bit of it. And we went from there. Some other people I'd like to thank. I know Al's watching the clock, but I want to thank Al Jacks for the years of support that he always provided me as a coach and also as a professor in the Department of Art, Health, and Physical Education. Tremendously appreciated. And others, I just feel privileged to join the ranks of the other coaches here that have also been members of the Hall of Fame. Charlie Rislavich, of course, Bubber, Al. So many of you I've seen. It's just a privilege to be here and basically join that group. It's tremendously an honor. I will have to say, though, that this night that I look at is not most importantly about me. I think the most important thing is it's a recognition of the many fine athletes that I've had in the program. And I can point some of them out. If you may, I'd like to point some of them out right now. Taryn Carter was accepted in the Hall of Fame last year. Taryn was our undefeated 100-meter hurdler, All-American. And she held the record for, I don't think a record was even broken here at the university. And she was one of my first athletes in the program and set the whole thing in motion. Taryn, you're just wonderful. And then her sister, Lori. Lori was also a state champion, 400-meter hurdler. Actually, Lori came in when Taryn was a senior, and I think Lori came in as a freshman. And then Lori, almost by herself with a number of other very wonderful women, carried our program for all those many years. Lori now is, I think, well, she was at Juilliard for, 25 years. Amazing. She's just a wonderful lady. And Lori now is, I think, Associate Vice President at Eastern Kentucky University. And wonderful people we've had in our program. And that's really the reason that I have received this honor, is because of all those people that I've had the opportunity to work with. And there's so many others here. Steve Williams, Julie Perry. Julie was one of our cross-country all-conference runners, and she just, she wasn't fast, but Julie could run her, and that was the whole thing. And there's so many of them here. Ken Gribshaw, All-American. Ken Gribshaw was a distance runner, ran the marathon. He was third in the national championships in the marathon, and Ken was one of my favorites. He was a wild man, but he really grew up nicely. Actually, he holds and still holds the 10,000-meter record in the track for our men's program. When you think about it, he ran 10,000-meter, 26 laps, just around the track. He averaged about 5:06 minutes per mile for 6 miles on the track. That was just amazing. So many wonderful people. But it's not just the athletes that I had a wonderful opportunity to coach. There's also some local people that have asked me to coach them, and I'd like to point one out right now. Alice Thoreau. Alice came to me. She was an ultramarathoner, and her husband Keith, sitting next to her, was an ultramarathoner. And they came to me and said, well, Alice specifically wanted to shorten up her races. Instead of running 100-mile races or 75-mile races, she wanted to run marathons and asked me if I would train her. And Alice turned out to be two-time national champion in the marathon, and she was over the age of 40. She was also a two-time Olympic trial qualifier, and that was an amazing job that they all did. But basically, I just want to say, I'm just so honored, and I can give you all kinds of stories, but again, my time I know is limited. But there are so many people that I can mention that have just done so well with the program. And I really believe that this honor is mostly about them and the work that they did all over those years. Our men and women for track, cross country, were undefeated in our dual meet competition. We accomplished that, and one thing I'm proud of, we accomplished that without the use of scholarships. I used to talk to Lig all the time and say, Lig, we could do so much more with our scholarships if we had scholarships in our program. And Lig would always say, well, he said, Bill, he says, you're a non-support sport. That's what Lig called it, non-support sport. But we were able to get good kids in, and they all did well, all of them throughout every year that I coached with the program. I think another thing that I'm so honored about is just not the fact that we were undefeated, but we did it, as I said, without scholarships. Our kids were wonderful, and I contributed that to them. So when I look at it, I can really say that I've been blessed because of their work, because of their participation. I'm blessed because I have a wonderful family. In fact, my wife, Rhonda, she had to endure all those hours and days that I had to be absent from home because of the responsibilities the coaching required. And she did a wonderful job raising our son, Justin, who many of you actually know, and a young man I'm very proud of. And Justin now has his own wonderful family. And he has his one son, JT, with him here. And all those kids, JT, Justin's daughter, Grace, Paige, Bryce, I'm all proud of each one of them. Verona provided me a very wonderful family. And as I look at this, all I can really say is that I've been blessed with the opportunity to serve Clarion and these students and these other people for all those years. It was just an opportunity that I tremendously cherished. I was blessed because of my work. I was blessed because of these people, as I mentioned, and really blessed, too, because of the wonderful family that I had. And I know that when I retired, I was thinking, you know, I have such a strong feeling of contentment in my retirement. And really that contentment came out of all the people I had the opportunity to work with, including Rich and everyone else here at the university. It's been a blessing to me, and I tremendously, tremendously appreciate it. Thank you for your support, the committee and everyone else, and I appreciate this honor. Thank you.